Alright, then we're back. Let's go find Johnson, quote unquote. Well, we already did. You're complaining about light bulbs, man? I'm talking about OSHA safety right here. I really don't think this place is very safe. So... No, I didn't say anything to you. This guy really sucks. Everything in this damn building is just unstable and unsafe.
Bay gate now opening. Please stand clear.
I'll give you stand clear. So, anyways, yeah, I really think the first time I played this part was one of my favorites. It's just really eerie. I like the idea that this mod actually uses flashlights correctly and that they don't just illuminate a straight line, they actually only illuminate an area. Which makes sense, because parking garages are actually really damn dark. Grow up, man. You saw that thing coming a mile away. What is this, 2010? Anyways. So yeah, I've had a glitch here that happened once where somehow one of those dudes actually died. I have no idea what killed him. He just sort of like dropped dead. I don't know why. I don't think it has anything to do with running forward too fast, as we're going to discover pretty quickly here. But it can happen, so be really careful. And I like how he says, "Good, I hate these guys." How would you know? They're not like standard issue things in everyday life. You just made that shit up. Also, if you've never played Half-Life 2, the way it works is if an enemy takes... if an NPC takes too much damage and their health doesn't regen, then they enter the die state. So, these guys do technically have a health meter, but it's just depleting really quickly when they get hit, and it does regenerate over time. I still have no idea what causes them to die randomly, though. That's really annoying. So, this part is a little bit annoying, since I already know what to do. So, we see that vent up there? We can't actually go in there. So we have to wait for this script first.
Another locked door. Great. Hey, get into that vent up there. See if you can find a way around top.
Oh, that would have been so sick if those things landed perfectly straight down. So yeah, if you try and do that before these guys get here, this actually becomes inaccessible, and you can't jump past this like barrier here, which makes sense. I'm not a really big fan of this part. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but when am I ever going to take the easy way about doing something? Oh, if I wanted to make it as hard as I could just do a fucking triple jump off that guy's head and make it up here without even having to think. But I don't know how to break the engine that hard. Sadly, this is not Quake. I don't know how to break this game. If you've ever been curious, there's a lot of really fun physics exploits in Half-Life 2. Like, there's a way to, like, grab an object and fling yourself, like, fucking 8,000 miles an hour. It's quite cool the first time I found that out. I don't think I remember how to do it very well. I did it, like, way back in the day off of some, like, hypercam unregistered, like, fucking video on YouTube for Portal. And I've never been able to remember how to do it. Oh, no. Notice how she was pretty much suspiciously absent the entire time that we were with that, like, unit down there as well. Maybe she doesn't like them as much as she likes me.
There he is.
Just saying. What the fuck?
Miss you.
That arm animation, man. I don't know.
Okay, one locked door's enough. We don't have time for this. Move aside.
Now, you see, I do actually appreciate this guy's brevity in this situation. This is what I'd be doing every single door. I wouldn't give a shit after a while. So... I agree. So, the best thing you can do in this situation is just take out your assault rifle, ignore everything going on with them. I mean, there's not very many enemies, so don't worry too much. But just keep bolting through here and just shooting enemies as they approach you. There's no reason to stay around. If you stay around too long, you're just going to take up way too much damage and die pretty damn quickly. So, just comfortably mow your way through this. It's actually pretty cool. Makes me think of something out of like a crescendo event for Left 4 Dead 2. I wouldn't be surprised if someone's made a Left 4 Dead 2 based map off of this. That'd be pretty neat. I will play Left 4 Dead 2 someday, but it's a really hard game to actually record because there's so many variables. I actually did try and test record it once, and it went okay, but I'm really picky about my gameplay. I don't like to have like a single death, and I play on expert, but I can't do it. Every single time I try expert, I just can't do it. I can only play on like the second hardest difficulty, and that's it. It's just too much, you know what I mean? Like solo and with bots. Why has everyone gotta wait up? You guys are the one dragging ass, not me. Just saying. I don't know. Oh no.
God damn it. What was that? Are you okay? I just got a sudden headache. My vision's kind of blurred.
Yeah, that's what happens when you listen to dubstep.
Alright, hold on. We're almost out of here anyway.
You see, like I said, I like this guy's brevity. He's like, fuck it. Just do this.
Alright, looks like another door we have to blow.
You're the one that's actually doing it. That's not actually the proper breaching procedure, if you're curious. It's actually like at the latches, like right here and here. I'm not like an expert at breaching doors, I'm just pretty sure that's how you're supposed to do it. Oh no.
Get this gate open. I'll stay here with him. You two go find the controls. Yes, sir.
You see, yellow text guy, I don't like his attitude. I really don't. I don't think he's a pretty cool dude. I wouldn't hang out with him. I've had like 3 different like dialogues for this part
Please
too.
stand clear.
Jackpot. Okay, that should do it. Now let's get back to the others. The less time I spend alone with you, the better.
How rude.
What the hell is he doing? You don't have to do this. You misled us. We're never going to get out of here because of you. What in the world is he talking about? Calm down. We gotta do something. Monster, you might have got my commander, but you are not taking me with you. What are you doing? We could have talked him down.
No, we can't. I've quick saved the situation. I know you can't do that.
Place. Obviously, the target is more powerful than we thought. We need to get out of here before things get any worse. There was nothing else we could do.
Yeah, you can wait for a while, and then he eventually says, hey, you should shoot that guy. So, you don't need to piss around too much. You can just do that. There's no real repercussion. I like this little line this guy says, I think, right about here. Not one down. Anybody can say one down. It's like, take these two, and then I'll talk to me in the morning, or something like that. I'm like, that's actually a really good joke. So, yeah. I will recommend, like, only use melee on these guys, because they're really basic to bait out, and they also don't take very much bullet damage, I think. I'm not sure if actual Zombines are scripted to do that in Half-Life 2. As far as I'm concerned, they just have more health, which makes sense, because they're wearing Combine body armor. But these guys, you don't need to waste bullets on them. From where? How'd they even get there? That's my question. There's nothing there. Also, I'd like to point out, what kind of fucking hospital has, like, SWAT members inside of it? Just gonna say it. Maybe they were extraction units to go and try and get dudes out? I don't know. That's my only thought on the situation. But I'm just like, the first time I play this, I'm like, that still doesn't make much sense to me. Anyways. So, I like how I just call them the creepy ones. I don't know, man. I think the person shuffling around is a lot creepier than just the vagina-faced monsters, really. I wouldn't want to run into either of these things personally. You know, let's blow this popsicle stand. Oh, there's the I'm too old for this shit thing. Oh yeah, I guess you could technically breach a door by shooting the lock off of it too. That's not gonna, like, not work.
There's no time. We're almost at the evac point.
Hmm.
Holy shit! Hold on! Oh my god, we've got to get the hell out of here now. I know the way. Follow me.
I like how apparently that door was just fucking glued on, because he had just barely pushed into it and it fell over. I think this entire building, hopefully you guys understand, This whole place was just basically condemned to hell without even having to have zombies and shit in it. It was just so poorly built together. It's like it was just fucking built Ford Tough or some shit, I don't know. But yeah, I really do love the music in this section as well. There's just so much quality in this mod. Like, it's pretty linear and cinematic, but it's also very much like a product of like well-made programming and like just genuine good care. And I think that's something that I really love about mods in general, is they're almost always made by community members. They're almost always made by people who really love the project itself. That's why I'm not a huge fan of indie games very often, and more of a fan of mods, because they always have like a very specific level of polish that like, and the rough edges too. I mean, I can't stress enough. There's such a thing as like way too well made. That was a really good headshot. I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing pretty fucking well here. So, but yeah, there's such a well like made thing about this. It's very good. It's on par with something like Black Mesa. I really like Black Mesa, but at certain times I don't. I still feel like it's a bit oversaturated, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this is pretty much your last main like firefight in the game, which, I mean, I don't really know how much they could have topped this at this point without having to have like a fucking battle tank fight or some shit like that. I don't know. But I really think this is a pretty well-made mod. And it's actually almost over, too, which is kind of the good thing and bad thing. I think there should have been more exploration or something, more branching paths. I don't know. That's my only gripe, really. I also like this skybox. It's actually very pretty. Even though it's probably just a JPEG, it's really nice. I really love this smooth, sexy bass line, too. Fucking banging music. It really is. I think you can download the soundtrack. So yeah, that can't be good. I'm pretty sure the helicopter wasn't supposed to explode. Maybe this has something to do with taking down that radio tower and causing some sort of massive repercussion. I don't know, man. That's just my theory on the idea. Oh, that's pretty fucked up. Excellent landing, though, at least. You landed it right side up. Can't complain too much there.